Hi everyone, good night. Welcome back to Jason's class, Mastering Apache NIFI from 01. In the last lesson, we learned how to use log attribute to add, modify, and remove attributes in the ETL flow. And then we studied how to use log attribute and log message to record our customized log. Today, we are going to keep exploring the NIFI processor. There is we are covering today. In the first, we will use ExecuteSQL and ExecuteSQLRecord to query the database data, and then we will use convert to JSON and ConvertRecord to convert SQL result to our data what we want. Okay, let's start. In the first thing, we will learning the ExecuteSQL. What is the ExecuteSQL? ExecuteSQL provides the SQL query. You can use this processor to query database data. Only SQL query. It returns the AVRO format data, and you can add the SQL context parameters to customize your SQL. The property we must record this ExecuteSQL row count. It will account this row. You can use this attribute to judge your SQL query has returned data or not. Okay, we can start. In the first, we will copy the processor and rename it. MS. We will use the web order table, so I rename this processor name as the NMS web order. We will enter, and we will get the initial processor, generate a flow file, and ExecuteSQL. I will link this to the two processors. And the setting property. So I will use the NMS debilator. This one. SQL query. Put you can write your SQL in there. And that's all. We can click the verification. That's right. So we will use the log message. I will link to the log message. So relationship. If it is a file, I will terminate this process. Okay, we can run once. There, run once. We can check the queue. First, we can check the attribute. It will show the query, SQL, query duration, execution time, fetch time, indexer. The most important value is row count. You can do so many judges based on this attribute. And I will reuse the data. It will return AVRO format data. not JSON data, only AVRO. So yeah, the other thing as our query data. Correct. So come back to the connection. We also want to add the SQL parameters. So I will copy this one in there, this one in there. Maybe better. So we'll use the attribute, data attribute to customize our attribute. So where I will give it a sequence ID, I will execute the SQL. Sequence ID. So I will set it, the initial name is 36. Okay, let it execute SQL. So we will change our SQL there. Attribute. Owner attribute. Sequence ID. Verification. Correct. So how we use log message. Check this data. No one's start. So no one's. Maybe it will return only 2. 2 correct. We can view it format 36. Okay, it's right. We can continue to the ExecuteSQLRecord. What is the ExecuteRecord? It's just like the ExecuteSQL processor, and the result format data is JSON format data. And this processor is convert the AVR to JSON. And we have the 2 important attributes. One is record count, new attribute in there. Another is execute raw count. We can do. I will show you how to use it. Maybe just like there. Execute SQL record. This user log message. Will show you a mess. We will return raw data or WIP order table data. Here you can click the verification. Oh, we have another required validate. This record writer, we need to give it the controller service or create the new controller service. Have the JSON record convert. Because this service is disabled, so we have this disable. We need to enable. Come back. Relation. If it is a fail, we'll terminate this processor. No ones. Okay, we will check the queue. First, attributes are the same as ExecuteSQL thing. New attribute record count. It just like the ExecuteSQL raw count. Check the data format. JSON. This data format is JSON. Correct. The SQL parameters are the same as this. So I don't do it again. Okay, are same as this. So what is the difference between ExecuteSQL and ExecuteSQLRecord? The data result format is different. It will return AVRO format data. It will record the JSON format data. So this is a quickly view about the ExecuteSQL and the ExecuteSQLRecord processors. Okay, we will use the convert AVRO format data to JSON data, and use another processor ConvertRecord to do it. However, in the NIFI version 2 plus this attribute it has been cancelled. So which processor can realize the function like convert AVRO to JSON processor? This ConvertRecord. What is the ConvertRecord processor? It convert data from one record-oriented format to another format data. So it will configure the record reader and the record writer controller servers to from one data to another. Reader and writer must have the same file. Property, record reader, controller service, and the record writer. It supports so many format data: AVRO, CSV, Excel, JSON, XAML, YAML, and the Windows Event Log Reader. Okay. Let's do it. We have this format. We need to convert record. Not lookup, record, convert. Yeah. Because this is format result is AVRO format. So we will set a recorder reader, writer, AVRO. We don't have. We will create these servers and the JSON verification. Because the recorder reader is disabled, so we can use this enable or controller servers. So we can go to the controller service. Enabled. Let's come back. What is this? We can check relationship. So we need to configure the relationship. Okay. The long ones. It's good. Long ones. So first, we will check this queue attribute. As same as, oh, it has the new attribute, record their count. So we can check the data format JSON. Yeah. The ConvertRecord is realize convert the AVRO for metadata to JSON data. Do you find the difference between the ExecuteSQL and the ExecuteSQLRecord? You will find it. ExecuteSQLRecord is equal to the ExecuteSQL add the ConvertRecord. So if you want to query database data, I strongly recommend you use the ExecuteSQLRecord to replace ExecuteSQL, because you use this one processor, you don't need to convert the record again. Okay, that is it today's session. In the next lesson, because we get the JSON for metadata from the database, we want to use this data. In the first, we want to split the JSON data and evaluate the JSON path. So we will evaluate which columns we need. Alright, see you then.